Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Dustin here with the Missourioffgriders, and I just wanted to go ahead and make a quick video about solar and the truth about solar and what a lot of people, I guess, they just want to know the truth. And there is kind of a simple yet complex answer to this, and that is the truth about solar is there's no singular truth or fallacy about solar power. Solar power is solar power is solar power, just like grid power is grid power, or power from a generator is power from a generator. And it all comes down to how you end up making it truth. What is your truth? What is it that you need in your life? What are you comfortable with living with? What are you comfortable with living without? And that's where you get your truth from, because power consumption has become more of a it's a luxury. It's a luxury item. You don't really need it. It makes everyone's lives easier to a certain extent, and it can also make everyone's lives more difficult to a certain extent. But it is what can you live with? What can you live without? Is what it comes down to. And if if you are okay with living with very little, as far as you don't need a microwave, you don't need a TV. You can easily do the solar thing and not worry about spending an arm and a leg or anything like that. And heck, even to run those items, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg in order to do so. It's just a matter of what you make your truth. How much money are you ready to spend? How much money are you willing to spend in doing that? And that's where the truth really is like, what are you okay with and what are you okay without? And a lot of people are so fixated on the must-haves, the must-haves of today, of like, you have to have a TV, you have to have internet, you have to have a computer. There's just so many things, microwave, all this different stuff that you claim that you have to have. And it's no more than just, it's a luxury type item. And if you want all those things, that's fine. Just be prepared to spend a little bit more money on your solar system. And if you can live without those things, then be prepared to have more power in reserve or be able to spend less money on a system. Now, another thing that people think is that it in fact does cost a lot of money to set up solar. And that is also not the case. It is not true. Again, it goes back to what you make your truth to be. And if you spend a little bit here and a little bit there, like currently we have into our system, all in all, at or under $1,000, between $800 and $1,000 in our system. And we run on a daily basis. We have an LED light in every single room, and yes, they are perfectly fine, perfectly bright enough. We are not worried about tripping over anything or losing stuff. We have one in the bathroom, living room, kitchen. There's two actually in the kitchen, bedroom. Yeah, we're running two upstairs, so we're at any given time we have roughly about 8 to 10 LED lights that you can go purchase right at Lowe's with no problem. I mean, anyone who knows anything about electricity and how to hook up their own lighting knows how to hook these things up. They're very efficient. So we've got our lighting. We cook on a grill, a wood stove, or a kerosene stove, and it does us just fine. And we don't spend any more in that than we would have on an electric range or anything to that effect, or in a microwave. In fact, we spend less on doing that. So the truth on solar is what is the truth that you're going to make it. No, it doesn't cost a lot. We have 400 watts worth of panels, and we have just under right at 1,000 amp hours on batteries, which is nine batteries for us currently. And we have been living solid for just under 4 months now. We decided to go for it, and we went in with one panel, one 100-watt panel, and got started there. And now we have four 100-watt panels, which is still not a lot by comparison to a lot of people. And we do just fine on a daily basis. And are we planning on expanding that? Yes, we are most definitely planning on expanding that. In fact, we're looking at another 600 watts that we just found for a really awesome deal. They're brand new, and we're looking at purchasing those here this Friday. So it's the truth of it is what you make the truth out to be when it comes to solar. You can spend a lot or you can spend a little. If you spend a little, you're gonna have a little. That's just the way that one goes. But at the same time, it's all based on your lifestyle. If you can't let anything go, and you have to have the 56-inch TV and the microwave and the electric washer, electric dryer, and everything going all at once, yeah, you're gonna need a rather large system. And I can't tell you what that's going to be because everyone's specifications and numbers are all different. But I know that we went through, we broke our numbers down, and it got to be so confusing for us that we said, screw it, we're just going to start, and we're going to see where we end up. And we eliminated a few things along the process that actually ended up saving us more money, not just in the loss of the power consuming item, but for instance, refrigerator. We actually went through and were remodeling our home, and we bought all new appliances. I'm talking brand new stainless steel refrigerator, dishwasher, uh, sink, just different items that we had gone through and bought all these things brand new. And we didn't even have them for 6 months, and we ended up pulling them all back out. And the number one reason we got rid of the refrigerator was we were spending more money in lost food through the refrigerator and letting it sit in there and go bad than we were in the actual power consumption of it. And we ended up coming down to we were wasting between power and food alone, we were wasting upwards of $200 to $250 a month just through a refrigerator. Talk about aggravating. And you don't even see it going out. It's $1 here, $1 there, $5 here, $5 there. And when you add it all up, you're just really kind of, left just awestruck and not really understanding how could I actually allow this to happen? How could I do this? So again, it's really, what are you going to make the truth when it comes to solar? You don't need to listen to people that tell you can't build a budget system with marine batteries. That's false. All the batteries that we have are marine batteries. All but one is second hand that were either picked up from someone that just wanted to give it away or bought from the scrapyard. And eight out of the 9 batteries that we have right now were given to us or from the scrapyard. That's just the way that one is. And didn't know anything about these batteries when we got them, aside from they were deep cycle marine batteries, and that they would work. They're not the optimal choice by a large group of people, and probably have some comments on that. But at the same time, they're working. They've been working fine. The voltage has not dropped by any means. In fact, it's gone up since I've cleaned and changed acid and filtered acid and made sure to maintain them properly. It's actually gone up. I don't know if that's a common thing or an uncommon thing or what, but batteries have all been revived. I'm not running anything lower right now than a 12.3. 12.3 to 12.5 is my average voltage on these batteries. I have a brand new one that I added into it, and that was probably one of the more expensive points of our system because it was a $124 battery, and so that's one of the higher expenses on it. But the reality of it is that you don't have to spend a lot of money in order to get a working solar system on your home or your cabin or wherever it may be. It's just a matter of how resourceful you are and what you're willing to adapt to, and what you really choose to make of it. If you need $100,000 worth of solar, well, there you go. You need $100,000 worth of solar. If you're somebody who is resourceful and can go out there and locate new or used panels, all of our panels are new. And they still didn't cost us an arm and a leg. Each panel that we purchased was a little bit on the higher end. and we wanted quality out of that, and that's why we went with what we went. But I'm on the higher end. I'm talking about on a higher end as opposed to used panels or building your own. There were still very reasonably priced panels. Not that ours weren't, because ours were very reasonably priced. We just got bracketing and wiring and everything with them, and we were still keeping our price down around $134 to $157 per panel, depending on what we bought with it. And again, it is what you make it. It is what the truth is what you make it in your situation. Everyone's situation will be different. So don't let any one person or any one group try to sway you into thinking that solar is not a viable option, or that it's over the top expensive, or and don't let people try to fool you into thinking that your situation is fit to be solar powered, because not everyone's situation is fit to be solar powered. If you're not a type of person that's okay with doing without certain things, it may not be for you. Also, one thing that people don't talk about a lot is what happens to solar in the wintertime. This is one thing that we learned, I don't want to say a hard way, but it was, technically a hard way to learn it. And it was when we started adding our panels. It was late March, early April, still very, very winter here in Missouri. And we weren't getting a lot of sun hours throughout the day. And I think we were just being able to barely maintain our batteries that we had gotten, but we could power anything we wanted to power. It was just a matter of getting the power back into those batteries. So it was a situation we had to handle very, very carefully and make sure we didn't drain everything out. And there was a few times where we had to hook the generator up to the batteries and recharge them. In fact, it was probably about a once a week to twice a week thing for about the first 4 weeks of being on solar, because we didn't have everything upgraded exactly how we needed to be. And once we got into different controllers and adding a couple more panels, things started leveling out, and we're learning as we go. We're not experts on it, but we are making a very valid effort to figure it out, because after seeing a couple of our last power bills, we decided we weren't doing it anymore. We were tired of paying that money to a government organization or private organization or whatever it may be for power, something that if we invested that same money that was going for the bills into the panels themselves, we were creating the same amount of power for the same price or cheaper, but ultimately it left that money in our pocket when we got done purchasing solar panels to create this power. So again, this video is just meant to be short, and actually went over quite a bit more than what I was expecting. Flies flying around here. But the main idea here is the truth about solar is what you make it. The truth is not one thing here or one thing there. Everyone's truth is going to be different, and it's based off your power consumption, what you're willing to spend, what you're willing to let go of, what you can't let go of, how you're willing to adapt, what else you're going to change in your life. And it really honestly is a lifestyle. It's not something that you can just say, okay, I'm going to do it, and then kind of give it like a halfway effort. It's just not going to work. You have to put time into it. And yes, there is a little bit of money involved, but it doesn't have to break you. So, that's pretty much it. The truth about solar is the truth is what you make it, and don't let anyone sway you any other direction than what you want to do. If you want to take a chance on it, you can take a chance on it and spend $200 or less to get started, just to test it out. And as far as the equipment goes, there's a lot more equipment that will work than what people are letting on. You get some of these fanatics out there who will tell you, like I said, don't use deep cycle marine batteries. And is it the optimal battery? No, it's definitely not the optimal battery, but not everyone has $200, $300, $400, and $500 to go spend on one battery, and those one batteries usually require two. So you're talking anywhere from $400 to $1,000 just for one set of batteries that you have to link together to make one. So don't let anyone talk you into or out of anything. If you're interested in it, I can provide you with all kinds of information as far as what I used. I am not an expert on this by any means, but I can give you my situation, our situation, and what we've done in order to better ourselves, and how we did it very inexpensively and yet very effectively. So, thank you for watching. Don't let anyone sway you one way or the other. You can do it. If you want to do it, is a different story. Don't let anyone tell you can or you can't do certain things certain ways, or else we're never going to figure a new way out. And it's going to take people like you and I going out and taking chances in what we can do, what we can get away with, in order to make things better for people in the future. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for new videos on when we move to the property, different little things we're doing here and there, because obviously you can see we got a rain catch back here that we have, and it is functional right now, and that is our water system, but we can get into that later. And it's working out just fine. We're testing it to see exactly how much water we're going to consume. It's a relatively new add-on since we upgraded from our last one, which was simply outside and kind of a mess. But either way, stay tuned for new videos on different things, different off-grid projects, different solar projects. We are not going back. We are happy with what we're doing. We're moving to the country. Thank God for that. We're ready to get out of here, and we're ready to start implementing a lot of these skills that we've been honing for quite a time now. So again, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, go ahead and hit me up in the comments or hit me up at the email, which I'll leave below. And again, resources, you need some information, just let me know what you need. If you have any questions directly for me on what my system is, if you don't already know what it is, again, feel free to ask any questions you want, and we look forward to speaking to you later. Have a great night.